Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Land News Brief. Today is Wednesday, October 5th. Well, let's take a look at the what kind of news we're going to talk about today. Of course, we're going to review mortgage interest rate, and the first news is 윌레츠포인트. We're going to show the map, but the redevelopment steps further. So now it's one step further. The second news is famous Chicago office tower to become housing complex. That's going to be interesting. We need a lot of aging office tower in Manhattan. Okay, the next news is, this is very interesting, Opendoor, which is known as iBuyer, slapped with a $6 million fine by the court. So a court fined $60 million to Opendoor as a penalty. We'll take a look at that. And the next news is retail real estate regains footing. So it's basically retail space, they're doing good. And of course, we're going to talk about the mortgage rates are highest since 2007. So we're going to touch the mortgage rate and the job openings in US fall sharply in August, meaning the company offers less job opportunities. The next news is builders offer homes at discount to investors. Probably that's what will happen. And the last news is Elon Musk offers to pay $44 billion to buy Twitter. So there was a legal battle, and we'll see what's going on. Okay, first, let's take a look at the news rate. Wow, that's better. If we look at this color, that means it's going down. So last week was really difficult to see because it's all red and it keeps coming up for probably almost 3 consecutive weeks. But this week now going down, 30-year 6.375 and 15-year went down to 5.375 and FHA 5.999 and 10-year Treasury yield went down to 3.593 and 5-year ARM 6.25 and 7-year ARM 6.25. All right, at least a little bit of relief. Okay, it's not going up continually. Okay, and let's take a look at the first news. 윌레츠포인t's redevelopment steps further. The Queens Community Board 7, we call CB7, revealed a reimagination of 윌레츠포인트 in ways that would create new opportunities for residents and businesses. But actually, until I see this news, I didn't know the 윌레츠포인트 is actually flood zone. That's within 100-year flood plain, that area. So that's why I think they're struggling. But right now they're doing the remediation, the environmental remediation. Okay, so the environmental remediation will be completed in 2023 and 2024. Then the new redevelopment project will kick in. So if they do this redevelopment project, then it will create 1,100 units of 100% affordable housing across 3 new residential buildings and 1.2 acres of publicly accessible open spaces, and also new school which will have 650 seats, and new streets, 129th Street or any new street, and basically new infrastructure along 126th Street and 윌레츠포인트 Boulevard. So I want to take a look at the okay, this area is 윌레츠포인트. Okay, so we can take a look at here. This Queens area here. Okay, Whitestone and College Point, and 윌레츠포인트 is right here. So if we go zoom in, yes, this is the 윌레츠포인트. There are a lot of points, right, in the New York Queens area. And if we take a look at satellite, this is 윌레츠포인트. And as I said, this area is basically 100-year flood zone. And they're going to redevelop this 129th Street and 윌레츠포인트 Boulevard. Okay, so this area, I believe, and they're going to build, as I said, 1,100 affordable housing and 100% affordable. Okay, so 윌레츠포인트 재개발 이야기는 계속 이제 나와 있던 얘기죠. 드디어 이제 그 커뮤니티 보드 7이라고 각 지역마다 이렇게 나눠져 있는데 CB7에서 이것을 발표하면서 구체적인 안이 지금 이제 확정됐다. 그런 뉴스가 지금 들어와 있고요. 전체 윌레츠포인트가 그 플러드 지역이기 때문에 그거에 대한 리미디에이션을 지금 먼저 하고 있어서 2023년, 2024년에 끝나면 그 다음부터 이 프로젝트에 들어갈 수가 있다. 지금 그런 뉴스가 들어와 있고요. Okay, next news is famous Chicago office tower to become housing. Well, we're talking about office conversion. Okay, and Chicago City offers financial help to developers willing to convert aging office tower into residential buildings. It can be rental complex, it can be condo. And it's a new program that could become a test case for other cities looking to promote these office conversion. Especially Manhattan probably is a very attractive idea. We know Manhattan also suffering from the workers not returning to the office. And Chicago's LaSalle corridor will benefit from the lower office prices. And these buildings, they are in trouble right now. Like some buildings for sale and a half dozen other buildings are either delinquent on their mortgages or in foreclosure. I think Chicago is also the same thing. Office return rate probably very low. So office towers are suffering. And so it is maybe good idea, okay, to turn around, to convert to other use. And the mayor, Chicago Mayor Lightfoot said, the only projects that meet the city's affordable housing goals qualify, not a story of corporate welfare. So this project is not the beneficial to the rich people, but is basically the primary goal is affordable housing. Providing the affordable housing. 그 시카고의 시리에 그 라셀 그렇게 그 스트릿에 우리로 말하자면 맨하탄으로 말하자면 월가 정도 되겠죠. 그 선상에 오피스들이 지금 굉장히 어려워하고 있다. 그래서 지금 모기지 못 내는 오피스 타워도 있고 포클로저가 되는 타워도 있고 그래서 시리에서 디벨로퍼들한테 인센티브를 줘서 레지덴셜화 할 수 있도록 지금 컨버전하는 그러한 프로그램을 실시하고 있다. 그래서 시카고가 잘 되면 다른 시리에도 그것이 더 이제 푸시하는 그러한 역할을 하지 않겠는가, 케이스 스터디가 되지 않겠는가 그런 얘기를 지금 하고 있고요. Okay, and as I said, this is very interesting news. Opendoor got fined of the penalty as a penalty $60 million by the court. And this iBuyers marketing tactics, open the door, is kind of ironical expression. Open door, the company name, and they opened the door to a big penalty from the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. So FTC fined this open door company $60 million. What is the guilty of? That the iBuyer misled customers by saying they could make more money selling their homes to the company than through traditional means. Traditional means going through agent, going through brokerage company, etc. So they lied, simply saying, this company, Open Door company, lied to the customers. Hey, if you use our company, you can make more money. But indeed, the court find out it's the opposite. The cost was higher than conventional sales. That's what FTC found out. And the open door marketing materials appeared to promise that consumers would make more selling to the company because all fees were bundled together. But as it turned out, consumers often paid more. And also it found that Open Door on average paid below market values for homes. So these homeowners expected somewhat higher price to sell the Open Door, but it was opposite. Actually, the Open Door purchased a home less than market value. So the simply saying, FTC saying, hey, you company, you lied to the customers. So we'll give you a fine, which is $60 million. So Zillow's iBuying company went down, failed, right? Closed out. So when leads come to Zillow, Zillow just give that lead to the Open Door and get the referral fee. Okay, they were doing that. But now Open Door, they lied to the customers. And it is not just a rumor. FTC found out the fact and they fined $60 million. 자, 오픈도어가 그래도 아이바이어로 남아 있었던 컴퍼니고요. 질로가 망한 다음에 질로의 아이바잉 디비전이 망한 다음에 남아 있었는데 그래서 질로에 들어오던 리드를 이쪽으로 주고 자기 질로가 리퍼럴 피도 받고 있었는데 이 지금 FTC가 아마 컴플레인이 많이 들어왔겠죠. 그래가지고 조사를 해본 결과 모든 경비가 더 적게 들어간다고 속였는데 실질적으로 더 많이 들어갔더라. 그 다음에 자기네가 비싸게 사준다고 했는데 실질적으로 마켓 밸류보다 더 싸게 샀더라. 오픈도어가 사가지고 간 거죠. 그러니까 손님들을 속였다 하는 죄목으로 60 밀리언을 벌금을 매겼다 하는 뉴스가 좀 들어와 있습니다. 아이바이어가 이게 결국은 문제가 많다. 그러니까 억지로 돈을 벌어야 되는, 그러니까 이제 유명세는 탔죠, 그죠? 야, 인터넷 바이, 뭐 이렇게 해가지고. 그런데 억지로 돈을 벌어야 되니까 아마 이러한 일이 벌어진 게 아닌가 하는 생각이 드는 거죠. Okay, next news is Retail real estate regains footing. That's good news. We call a bricks and mortar store, like mom and pop store, right? Small stores on the street, etc. Now is getting out of a pandemic period, and a lot of people start buying from the street. Now they start buying things. So retail space vacancy fell to 6.1% in second quarter, which is super. Vacancy rate is only 6.1%. And while asking rent for U.S. shopping centers, the big shopping centers in the quarter was 16% higher than 5 years ago. Also, shopping centers rental asking price is going up. So anyway, that's good news. But overall, the U.S. is still over-retailed. What does it mean? Over-retailed. That means too much retail spaces, too much shopping centers, okay? Too much malls. That's what it says. We're going to see the chart, a very interesting chart. And so the third of 1,100 existing malls and more than 10% of 115,000 shopping centers will likely fail in the coming years and should be demolished. The Mr. Camden of JP Morgan Stanley said. Let's take a look at this chart. Very interesting chart. This is change from a year earlier. Okay, so this, let's say 1% means it increased from 1980. Okay, so 1 year before, 1% increased, etc. So this line is U.S. population. So obviously every year U.S. population at least increased about 1%. Okay, and early 90s more than 1%. And so about keep the 1%, but like 2010, 2015, 2020, there was really increased. I think why is this? Maybe pandemic, the people stayed home, so they produced more babies, possibly, but don't quote me on me because that's my speculation. Why is up, okay? But again, then it down, I don't know, year 2021. So now it's increased a little bit, year 2002. But kind of below 1%, okay? That's U.S. population growth. But the red, yellowish line is retail space square footage. So it increased 3% and then sometimes close to 5% compared to the year before. Okay, it was a good, expanded a lot in this late 1980s, and 2000 plus minus still 3% range. But now, year 2010, 15, 2020, it's going down like below 1% and a little bit up and then below 1%. So what does it mean is compared to population growth, okay, the retail space growth is too much. That's why it says US is still over-retailed. So too many shopping malls, too many shopping centers, too many still the space for retailers. 지금 리테일 스페이스, 그러니까 맘앤팝 스토어 같은 거요, 브릭 앤 모터 스토어가 베이컨시 레이트이 떨어졌다고 해서 좀 좋은 뉴스죠. 좋은 뉴스고, 그리고 이제 쇼핑 센터에서도 asking price가 올라갔다. 그래서 그건 좋은 뉴스인데, 그러나 전체적으로 미국 전체적으로 볼 때는 오버 리테일드다 이런 표현을 쓰는데 무슨 얘기냐? 인구 증가에 대비해서 리테일 스페이스가 너무 많이 증가를 했다. 그 표에서 이제 보여드린 것처럼 그런 뉴스가 들어와 있었고요. 오케이. The next news is mortgage rates are highest since 2007. Of course, everybody knows, everybody's worried. And the average survey said 6.7%. And it creates more pressure to the already cooling US housing market. And a year ago, the interest rate was 3.01%, so it's more than double at this moment. Okay, mortgage rates usually rise or fall in tandem with the benchmark 10-year Treasury yield. With numerous times, we already said that, right? But not the rate set by the Fed, but 10-year yield is heavily influenced by expectations for Fed rates. So sort of indirectly related, but a direct relationship is with 10-year Treasury yield, as I numerous times mentioned. And the MBA is the Mortgage and Banking Association, expects mortgage originations, so new loans, simply saying, to drop 48% to 2.3 trillion this year. Dragged down by major impact is a 73% decline in refinancing. 우리 다 아는 것처럼 모기지 이자율이 6.7%까지 에버리지로 지금 올라갔고요. 그러나 아까 우리가 모기지를 리뷰해드렸지만은 이번 주에는 조금 그래도 좀 다운된 그런 상태여서 좀 다행이고요. 1년 전은 지금 한 3%였고, 여러 번 말씀드렸지만은 모기지 이자율은 미국의 10년 국채 수익률과 연동돼 있다. 그러나 Federal Fund Rate, 우리가 기준금리 자꾸 올린다는 거죠. 전번 달에도 0.7 올렸고 11월 달에도 또 0.7 올린다고 하는 기준금리가 일종의 이제 그 영향을 준다. 간접적으로 영향을 준다. 그런 얘기고, 지금 모기지는 굉장히 힘들죠. 뉴 모기지, 오리지네이트 되는 것이 한 48% 줄어들 것이고, 그 메이저 원인은 리파이낸싱이 73% 줄어들었다. 그런 얘기고요. Okay, the next news is job opening in US fall sharply in August. What does it mean? Well, we had too many job openings. In other words, companies trying to hire people, but that job openings dropped. So basically balancing out. And US employers pulled back sharply on job openings and layoffs rose in August. So job openings reduced and the layoff rose. And so it's definitely a sign that labor market is cooling down at the end of summer. And job openings right now fell 10% in August. So right now job opening is still 10 million jobs opening, and reduced from the July was 11.2 million job openings. And right now, the Fed aggressively raising interest rate, right, to reduce inflation, which is running near a 4 decades high. The inflation is about 40 years high, with officials looking to cool down the labor market and growth to help bring the economy into better balance. So that's intention, the Fed's intention, and now it looks like it works. 그 일자리가 지금 미국에 너무 많아서 문제였죠. 네, 한 10 million job 오프닝이 돼 있는데 그 오프닝이 좀 줄어들었다. 오거스트에. 뭐 좋은 현상으로 봐야 되겠죠. 아니, 패드가 원하는 방향으로 봐야 되겠죠. 패드가 원하는 건 쿨다운 시키는 거거든요. 컴퍼니 액티비티도 쿨다운 시키고 마켓을 쿨다운 시키는 거. 근데 그렇게 지금 가고 있는 것 같다. 단지 오늘 뉴스의 월스트리트저널에서는 인플레이션이 이렇게 빠르게 잡히지는 않을 것 같다라는 또 얘기를 내놓고 있고요. Okay, this is also interesting chart. This U.S. employment market, the entire market, we see 4 different categories. This is job opening. Okay, job opening was really went down during the pandemic period, but then increased. Okay, year 2021, 2020, job openings increased, and now is a little bit down. It's about 10 million range. And this line is hiring. So actually, company hired this much. Okay. And I think this period jump hiring is right after the financial crisis. And this quits. That means voluntarily I quit the job. They leave the company. This line is quits. And the black line is layoffs. Okay, company let them go. That you can see this spike here. What is this? Financial crisis. So there's a lot of layoffs at the time. And then layoffs was not that bad. Okay, so year 2021, 22, not much. 2020 means this corona thingy, the pandemic, right? Because the financial crisis is way back here. And so this is also an interesting chart. You can see at the glance about the US employment market. I really appreciate again the Wall Street Journal's all these efforts. They are amazing organization, I think. Okay, and the next news is builders offer homes at discount to investors. That's good news. Well, I don't know if it's good news, but investors' point of view is good news. So they built too many new constructions now. Well, because its buyers kind of shrank, but investors is still okay. They buy at the discount price. American home builders are stuck with more houses and land than they can sell. So more inventories. So now investors, there's opportunity. So investors are looking into looking for the deals so they can rent them out, while single family rental market is hot. So for their point of view, single family rental market is still hot. For their point of view, we talked about the rental market, right, today. And so rental investors still focus primarily on existing homes. So purchase the existing homes and then rent out. But recent years, they also have proven to be eager buyers of new constructions because it's easy to manage in bulk next to each other. So if they purchase bulk, okay, in that area, they buy a lot of things, a lot of houses, then it's easy to manage to rent out. 오케이, 그 신축업자들이 물량이 남아 돌아가서 새 집을 이제 그러니까 스페큘레이션 홈이라고 그러죠. 이제 팔을 수 있을 거라고 해서 막 지어놓은 집들이죠. 그게 지금 좀 남아서 문제다. 그래서 디스카운트를 해주고 있다. 그래서 인베스터들이 좋은 기회로 삼고 있다. 왜냐하면 싸게 사서 렌트 마켓은 여전히 좋으니까. 그죠? 우리 계속 얘기하고 있지만 그래서 좋은 기회가 되고 있다. 그런 뉴스가 지금 들어왔고, 전에는 렌털 인베스터들이 주로 그냥 existing 홈들을 많이 샀는데 이제는 뉴 홈도 벌크로 사서, 왜냐하면 그 매니저하기가 더 오히려 쉬우니까 그런 추세도 있다 하는 뉴스였고요. The last news is Elon Musk offers to pay $44 billion to buy Twitter. Well, as you know, they had a legal battle because Elon Musk offered, originally at $44 billion. And then he claimed that Twitter undercounted the number of fake accounts. I didn't know until this kind of news, but they realized there are fake accounts by spam bot, spam bot. Okay, so they have to discuss that. How much is the fake account you have, like this, things like that. So Musk claimed that they have undercounted. Okay. And so he wanted to pull out the deal, and the Twitter sued when Musk announced that the deal was off. Now there was some fighting each other. Now Elon Musk said, okay, forget about the legal battle. I want to buy this time. So re-offered at $44 billion. So with this news, the price of social media platforms stock, the Twitter stock went up by 22%. 리걸 배럴이 있었죠. 앨런 머스크가 트위터를 산다고 44 빌리언의 오퍼를 오리지널리 했다가 앨런 머스크가 또 안 산다고 그랬어요. 왜냐하면 너네 페이크 어카운트가 너무 많다. 근데 너네가 더 적게 카운트를 했다. 그래가지고 이제 취소하려고 그러니까 트위터가 앨런 머스크를 수했었죠. 그래서 지금 왔다 갔다 하다가 앨런 머스크가 다시 오늘 뉴스에 레코드하고 또 월스트리트저널에 보도된 바에 의하면 다시 사겠다. 오리지널 오퍼 프라이스에 이렇게 지금 결론이 나고 있다까지 와 있습니다. Okay, this is for news brief this week. Again, thank you for joining and see you all next week.